This is question number 2, and it's a long question, so I'm going to break it into a couple of parts. But what we have is the profit in Swiss francs from 3 students selling lemonade is modeled by this function, and X is the number of glasses of lemonade. They want you to copy and complete the table. Quickest and easiest way to do that is to do it on the graphing calculator. Alright, so what you need is bring in your calculator, and what I've done is typed in the function as my y equals, and I don't need to graph that, but I need the equation entered so that I can look at the table. Alright, now your table was probably set up by 1, because let me make it look like what you may have had. If you had it set up by 1s, what you saw was it said hit plus for change of table, so I just hit plus, and now I'm saying don't count by 1s but count by 10s, enter, and now I get my table of values to help me fill in my table of my problem. And so very quickly we just need to put in, we got -30, and my calculator disappeared. Tell you what, I'm just going to move it off to the side so I can see it and draw at the same time. 20 is 50, 75, and you need to complete the table yourself. What I notice as soon as I hit 90, 90, and 75, 50 is it's symmetric, and so I know that's 15. So there, I'm done. I've copied and completed the table using my calculator. Now I'm ready to look at part B, and part B says on the graph, draw axes X and P, place the X horizontal, and basically plot these points and make a graph of it. So what you need to do is plot the points and make a graph of it, and I'm going to do that. Actually, I've already done that just to try and make life a little bit easier. So what we got is, we gotta get rid of, we don't need to see that anymore. There's my graph, suitable axes counting by 5s, and we've got the points, and then I just need to connect them as best as I can, a smooth line. Try and make it smooth. It took me about 5 or 6 times before I actually was able to make that look relatively smooth, but there we go. That's what we need to make our graph, and now we're ready to start answering some questions on the rest of the problem. So question letter C, using your graph, find the maximum possible value, and as we see, the maximum possible value is going to be up here at 95. Okay, so calculate or use the graph, find the maximum value. Well, $95 is that profit, and we're done. Next question. Then find the number of glasses need to be sold to make the maximum profit. Well, if the maximum profit was up here at 95, then down here is 50 glasses, so we just have to write down 50 glasses, and we're done. And time's about up for this first section, so pause here and move on to the next. So we just finished answering part 2. Now we're ready to look at and answer the rest of the questions. So part 3, what are the number of glasses needed to be sold to make a profit of 80 Swiss francs? And when we look at that, 80 Swiss francs is up here, and here's the thing to remember, there's one place and there's also a second place. So there's actually 2 different values where you can, number of glasses so make a profit of 80 francs. But if I look at that, that's about halfway between 30 and 35. So tell you what, we're just going to call it 33. Again, you're using your graph, so it should be fairly close to that. And if you said 32, that'd be okay. 34 will be okay. 33 more exact. And you know, it's parabola, so our axis of symmetry being kind of right down here, and we know that that's 50. 33 from 50, well, that's 17 away, so really we should be 17 to this side, and so we could say 33 or 67, and we could also think 67 because there's 65, and it's pretty close. But there's number 3, 33 or 67 glasses is what needs to be sold, and don't forget, just write down what it is we're talking about. And now let's move on to number 4. Number 4, the amount of money initially invested by the 3 students. Well, where's that at? If you think about it, when they sold 0 glasses, whatever money they had, or on the graph, it's negative 30. So they are 30 Swiss francs in the hole before they start to make profit here at 0. So that must be the amount they initially invested. They haven't sold any glasses, and they are down $30 or 30 francs, sorry. So the amount of money they initially invested must have been 30 Swiss francs. And that's because they haven't sold any glasses. They've lost $30. So they were just their initial investment. And finally, part D, the 3 students, and Brigitte, Jane, and Fiona, share the profits in a ratio of 1, 2 to 3. If they sold 40 glasses of lemonade, calculate Fiona's shares. So 40 glasses, if they sold 40 glasses, gotta go down here to 40, and just kind of keep track. It's up here at 90. Alright, now we really didn't need the graph to do that, because if we look back at our table, we see if they sell 40 glasses, then they made 90 Swiss francs profit. And question D actually doesn't have anything to do with these graphs. It's a ratio question. So what I'm going to do is sort of forget the rest of my graph and just worry about question D. So here we go. If they sold in a ratio of 1 to 2 to 3, well, 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So the money, this 90 francs, was divided into 6 parts. Okay, you can think about it. 1 part goes to Fiona, or sorry, Brigitte. 2 parts go to Jane, and 3 parts go to Fiona. So there's 6 parts altogether. So the way we figure this out is we do 90 divided by 6, and that is 15. So that is 15 francs is 1 part. So Fiona gets 3 of those parts. So 3 times 15 is 45. That should be her share. And if you want to think about it, she gets... Sorry, got cut off there. Just want to finish this idea that if you think about it, that Fiona got 3 parts to problem, or of the money, and her 2 other friends together got 3 parts. So she, on her own, received half of the profits. She got 3 shares of it, and the other 2 together got 3. So she got half of the profits, half of 90, 45, And so we've just sort of confirmed the math that we did here to figure out how much money she got. And there is the rest of question D. Sorry, we got cut off there.